What is going on, everybody? Depraved Flash here. We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
Together we are
HellaDepraved.
Yeah.
We are.
We are. So, I'm excited for this because I love 99.99% of the anime community.
Right.
They all sound fantastic.
Right.
But
even when I don't know what they're talking about.
96.99% don't ever cover an anime I've ever seen.
Right.
It's always Naruto or My Hero Macadamia.
That's newer, that you know the beginning parts of, but you don't know the newer parts. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But, unlike Joshua, this is now the second Berserk video we get from him.
Oh, nice.
And boy, do I know my Berserk. I'm more...
That is true.
I'm admittedly more familiar with the manga than the anime itself, but I have seen the original anime. I've seen the OVAs. I have not seen the new anime series that had come out.
Right.
I only say it was supposed to pick up after the OVAs. I never watched it because I heard it was absolute trash.
Well,
and I was like, I got the manga. So
right.
there's, it is what it is.
We can cover that.
So,
we can cover that.
I am excited. I absolutely love he's got little guts banging a pan at the bottom of the screen. I want to know where he got that.
Right.
Because that would make an excellent new subscriber gift. Anyway.
As long as there's not a whole bunch of banging that goes along with it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I could make it.
Don't.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're going to react to this if you guys have already seen it. If you've not, click the link in the description below. Hop on over, watch the video, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment. None like Joshua. No, we sent you. My mind shat on itself. I'm sorry.
Most of the way through that, too.
Yeah. I was going so fast.
You almost made it through.
I almost made it through.
Yeah.
Almost. Let them know we sent you. Come on back. And we say that because we're a reaction, breakdown, comedy channel. There will probably be jokes. There will probably be breakdown of bars. There will definitely be pauses. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to slash it up and break it down.
This is the Griffith Rap.
This is, and unlike Joshua with the Griffith Rap, in parentheses, nothing wrong.
Totally something wrong.
Griffith did nothing wrong.
Oh.
You disagree?
Yes.
Me too. But let's see what he goes with.
Yeah, I do.
Technically, Griffith did nothing wrong. It was Femto.
No, Griffith planned the whole thing.
Not necessarily. Anyways, let's go.
Haha.
I want it.
I already like this beat.
Griffith did nothing wrong.
I have a dream, no I couldn't be that kind of king, cause it must be achieved through violent deeds, and I'ma be bigger than the sky you see. Starting from the bottom, now I climb bodies, flying to the top like a hawk on a tree. Whatever it takes, I'll rise to the peak. I sacrifice everything, even my team.
See?
Yo. The literal, dude, the double here is so fantastic. Like the climbing piles of bodies.
Right, which they do.
Which, well, technically Griffith didn't.
Right.
And
that one I'll give you.
When the eclipse happened, he was kind of being held already.
Yeah. But there was a pile of bodies.
Guts climbed.
But there was a pile.
A pile of bodies.
Yeah. And he was at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did sacrifice his team.
Exactly. And we're saying that he did nothing wrong?
He had nothing to live for at that point. Just saying.
To the top like a hawk on a tree, whatever it takes.
And then like a hawk on the tree, because the Hawks, right? The Hawks, Band of the Hawk.
Right.
Hawk on it.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sky you see, starting from the bottom, now I climb bodies, flying to the top like a hawk on a tree. Whatever it takes, I'll rise to the peak. I sacrifice everything, even my team.
Sorry.
Killing for the money, gotta stack that green. If I had $1 for every casualty, I'd be sad instead of killing for the swag I need. If you ain't coming with me, then you have to bleed. Too quick with the blade if you attacking me. I'm a rider, dies in a gathering. Met your whole army, you the last to breathe. Starve for death and I have to feed. Me, my guys got a blade too massive that she trusts you.
Dude, nothing like Joshua's so nice. I'm turning off the CC. I don't know why it's on anyways.
Right. Double lyrics.
He is so nice with this.
Well, and he's using like a subtle approach with the doubles.
Right.
So you do have to know the stuff in order to, yeah.
True.
Army, you the last to breathe. We starve for death and I have to feed. Me, my guy's got a blade too massive. The she trusts you to want him to make your ass to seize. You heard what I said, you better grasp your weak. Or your head's chopped off laying at my feet. And as long as the ends make a valid means, then the kingdom is mine. Better pass the creed when I can feel the power attracting me. So I'm banging your daughter if she majesty. King me. When I start
So I'm banging your daughter if she
Alright,
majesty.
you know?
Okay, so it's kind of playing through the story of the Golden Age.
It is. And a lot of the animations from there as well.
Right.
But just, that's a good series.
Because he talks about you don't
trilogy.
want to meet the dude with the huge sword. Talking about guts.
Guts.
Or Getsu, if you like the Japanese translation.
Well, yeah.
But referencing guts, and then it's leading up to he's gonna get his own kingdom,
Right.
and then he ends up fucking the king's daughter, which is what inevitably causes his downfall.
Right.
Right before his evil rise.
Well, and, needing the violence and the blood to feed the stone, and therefore what his power will be, and so on and so forth. Quick with the blade.
Right.
I just feel like whoever is... the vocal part is the only part that doesn't match with Griffith's voice.
Talk about the rapper?
Mm-hmm.
That's not like Joshua.
Yeah, that's the only part that doesn't match.
Oh.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying all the rest of this is right on.
Right.
weak. Or your head's chopped off laying at my feet. And as long as the ends make a valid means, then the kingdom is mine. Better pass the creed when I can feel the power attracting me. So I'm banging your daughter if she majesty. King me. When I start to walk, you are still a stepping stone. Bodies start to drop, then you know I'll get a throne.
And I love that because that's in reference to the conversation he had with Charlotte.
Right.
Because he was like, everyone's but a mere stepping stone for me to get to where I want to be.
Right. Well, and the reference to, like, if the end result is valid, then the whole pursuit is. That was something else that he had said. To
Means to an end.
yeah. Yeah.
Still a stepping stone. Bodies start to drop, then you know I'll get a throne. I've been through a lot, long as I ain't dead and gone. Look at where I got, you know I did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Look at where I got, I did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Look at where I got, I did nothing wrong. I protect my humanity, they look perplexed when they knew that I planned to be on the apex, ruling over the land. You see, I gotta flex at the cost of my family. They are all hate being eaten like Thanksgiving, ripping their necks as my demons are famous and got hands on deck and they're dealing my enemy like a feet.
Ooh!
Feeling my hands.
Ooh! Hold on.
Hate being eaten like Thanksgiving, ripping their necks as my demons are famous and got hands on deck and they're dealing.
I like that God hands on deck, which is like got hands on deck, but the double being
Right.
God hands because it's the God
The
hand.
God hand, right?
Oh, he said something else I wanted to point out. Oh,
Humanity, they look perplexed when they knew that I planned to be on the apex, ruling over the land. You see, I gotta flex at the cost of my family. They are all hate being eaten like Thanksgiving.
that they are all hexed, being eaten like Thanksgiving, because they were all branded
Right.
with the thing that I want a tattoo of.
Right.
The brand. My problem is I want the brand where Casca has hers, but I don't want to be like I'm doing it for Casca. But at the same
Right.
time, I don't want to get mine where Gus is at because I don't want a big ass tattoo
On
on
your
my
neck. Right. Right.
The struggle.
The apex ruling over the land. You see, I gotta flex at the cost of my family. They are all hate being eaten like Thanksgiving, ripping their necks as my demons are famous and got hands on deck and they're dealing my enemy like a phoenix. Now I'm flying the Bing.
I like that. The dealing their hand to me,
Right.
but got hands on decks, as in... Bruh.
This is the part that I got real super mad at him too. In the
Everyone does.
yeah.
I've
You're
never
supposed to.
I've never not met one person that's been like, man, I love that he did that.
You're supposed to. I mean, it's a huge ass betrayal. I will say, up until this point, like, I guess at this point you realize how conniving he actually was, but up until this point, he really didn't do anything wrong as far as I can see.
No.
Because he did tell them he was all aiming to be ruler of his own land.
And he told every single one of them they were his pawns.
Right.
And they agreed to it.
From the get-go. And he runs a band of mercenaries. So he's like, it's a violent life. Like, I'm in
People are gonna
charge.
die.
People are going to die. You're going to get hurt. This is what we do. So, again, I don't think he did anything wrong until this part. And then I was like...
Dick!
Yeah.
Hope you die.
Yeah.
Demons are famous and got hands on deck and they're dealing my enemies like a phoenix. Now I'm flyer than any being. She likes it. No, you ain't.
Ooh! And then
he
the
got
Phoenix
wings.
reference because he came back from pretty much the dead.
Right.
Bruh.
With wings.
My hands on deck and they're dealing my enemies like a phoenix. Now I'm flyer than any being. She likes it. No, you ain't got the guts. Me and my crew take turns.
This motherfucker said she likes it.
I applaud you for adding that in.
Oh.
He's like, no.
For those of you that have never seen or read Berserk before, what happens is, to give you a quick rundown of Griffith's story, he leads the Band of the Hawk. They become knights within a kingdom after going through a bunch of shit. Griffith has a moment because Guts decides to leave. And he goes and screws Charlotte, who's the king's daughter. He gets caught the day after because Daddy finds blood on the bed. Captures him, tortures him for like a year, I think it was. To the point where he can't walk or do anything on his own anymore. Guts eventually
crippled, wasted away.
Right. Guts eventually meets back up with everybody. They rescue Griffith. Griffith's completely fucked up. But he still has the egg of the king is what it's called. It's a behelit. And then he kind of escapes in a weird way. Griffith does.
Right.
He somehow manages to take control of horses. Of a cart of
Yeah.
horses.
Like goes down a hill and stuff, and yeah.
He gets flung off, lands, knelt over some sort of like spiky rock, and then tries to kill himself with it, which activates the Behelit because it always comes when you're at your weakest moment.
Right.
Brings in the God Hand. He turns into Femto. And at this point in the story, he rapes Casca in front of Guts. And Guts
has
is
been his
forced...
second hand, the only female in the mercenaries at that point.
Right. And at this point, Guts and Casca had kind of become a thing.
Right. But Casca had been almost devout to Griffith this whole time, like hero worship to the extreme. So. And
then after this, it drives her crazy. A bunch of weird shit happens.
Bunch.
There's a holy sea that she hasn't even got to yet.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of
But she gets sort of a like retrograde amnesia, and she's terrified of all men,
especially Guts. For
like
some reason.
I don't blame her.
Right.
Family. They are all hate being eaten like Thanksgiving, ripping their necks as my demons are famous and got hands on deck and they're dealing my enemies like a phoenix. Now I'm flyer than any being. She likes it. No, you ain't got the guts. Me and my crew take turns on your hottest slut. Now she going nuts, coming from all of us. Make you watch because you see we got the guts. I got nothing left. I ran out of fucks when you left the gang and just lost my trust. So you getting smacked by the hand of God. You must be getting thrown under this demonic bus. No breaks to leaving the old days. You'll see my upgrade. No longer under the same rules. Price a cheap way. You know I already paid dues. Think I'll be betrayed, but you will accept fate soon. Feel it from your gaze. You jealous of where you hateful. You'll never get away. My new game will come slay you. You wanted to escape my shadow, but now you stay cool. Under my wing shade, but believe I'm no angel.
When I start to walk, you are still a stepping stone. Bodies start to drop, then you know I'll get a throne. I've been through a lot, long as I ain't getting known. Look at where I got, you know I did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Look at where I got, I did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Look at where I got, I did nothing wrong.
I like that he's showing his dream castle, like his vision when he was a kid.
Now, I'm also trying to think of all this like if I was Griffith, right? And I kind of feel like he would legit think he did nothing wrong, even with all this being done. Because if you think about it, he has this new hatred of Guts. Because Guts legit abandoned him.
I feel like it was for valid reasons that he had been warned about, though.
It was for valid reasons, but Griffith thought that like he was going to be there forever.
Yeah, Griffith also thought everyone was going to be there forever because he had, like,
Right.
this.
But he kind of has his fall from grace, does what he
Right.
does, gets captured.
Which was his fuck up.
Which is his fuck up. But at the same time, to be tortured for a year and having no inclination at all of what your team is doing.
Right.
So, like, I'm almost wondering if either A, he thought... There's probably a few thoughts that ran through his head, right? First off, he's probably thinking they're all dead.
They abandoned him.
Or
Completely.
they abandoned him. Because a year down there, no one's coming at all.
Right. They were all kicked
help?
out and hunted, though, right?
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were hunted. They had bounty on their head. Whether they got
Right.
caught or not was,
So I think he legit thought they'd abandoned him.
Right.
So when all this stuff does happen...
Although, they rescued him, so he
Too
knew.
damn late! Way too late.
Well, for him, yeah. Physically.
He
I'm
was
just
pretty
saying,
much cripple.
I'm sorry that he is so narcissistic that he cannot accept that, A, not everyone is going to hero worship him. And when things have been explained to him that, yo, I don't like this.
That's the problem,
and
though.
then they leave, like...
Everybody did hero worship him.
Yeah.
And
but
then they just don't
he's
help him.
like, oh, the only person that I'll ever consider a friend will be the one that can stand up to me. And one does it, and he's like, yo, fuck you. Fuck your family. Fuck your goat. I'm going to go fuck the king's daughter. I'm going to fuck everybody in the process, including myself. And then, you know what? I'm going to fucking sacrifice all of you. Like, that's a little... He's a drama queen. That's over dramatic. That's just... It goes along with his voice, which, by the way, guys, is higher than mine. No. Mm-hmm.
There's
He
a lot
did
of dudes
something
with a
wrong.
higher voice than you, baby.
That's very true. Just about everybody has a higher voice than I do. But no.
And he's supposed to speak like he's elegant.
I can speak like I'm a lady of the Shire, and I don't speak in that high of a pitch.
You can also speak like you're a lady of the sea.
I can. Yes, it's, get your education, guys. And then you can play with the best of them.
You know what?
But
Griff's
you
going to look
know
you back,
what?
and I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about it. All right, let me get off that thing.
Sacrificing your friends is tight.
Banging your best friend's
Yeah, that's-
woman
I
in
knew
front
you
of
were
her
gonna
is
go
tight.
there.
In front of him is tight. Sorry. Let's keep going.
Nothing wrong. Look at where I got, I did nothing wrong.
See? Utter shock.
I fucking love that beat.
That was a really nice... That's what I said from the beginning before you even started rapping. That was a really nice beat.
He did a fantastic job.
He did. And
And
I'll
let's-
agree with
let's
him
be
that coming
fair.
from Griffith's point of view, this was perfect.
Let's be fair. He did with Griffith what I want to do with Shao Tucker.
That is very true.
So,
Now, like I said, coming from Griffith's point of view, which he did this whole thing in,
right.
I agree that he's narcissistic enough that he believes that.
Right.
But
From the rest of us, from the
from
outsiders looking in.
everybody else in the world, including the manga world, he's a fucked up cunt.
Right.
So there's that.
I will say it looks like they used majority
Golden Age.
scenes from the OVAs. Now, if you want to be honest, and I might be in the minority here, but I actually think the original anime, which was like either late 80s, early 90s, early to mid 90s, I don't remember. It's old as fuck, though. I actually think the animation in it is actually a lot better. It's grittier and fits the tone a lot more.
This was pretty light and, the Fantasy Castle-esque
Right.
for...
But it's more the
Berserk.
drawing style.
Right.
The original's
plain.
very gritty, very kind of
Right.
what you'd expect an old cartoon to look like.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of what drew me in when I first saw Berserk. Because if I had started off with the OVAs, I'd have been like, story's cool, but
Right.
Because like the
It's
3D,
very clean.
the 3D digital aspects that are thrown in the OVAs, I was very put off by it. I, again, still enjoy the story, obviously. I mean, Berserk's my favorite story, anime-wise, all time.
Right.
Or manga-wise.
Well, it also isn't. It doesn't fit the manga either.
No,
Like
and
the
that's my
drawing style. Yeah.
So my complaint with the anime, especially after I started reading the manga, is they left so much out of the anime.
They always do that, though.
And then my complaints with the OVAs is they left stuff off that was in the anime.
Right.
And condensed it even further, and it's just like, oh, like killing the queen that Griffith does,
right. I mean,
as well as her advisors.
ask any reader, and that is the problem.
Right.
But yeah, the drawing style is also completely different. I mean, they look similar in terms of, you know, they didn't change what the characters are supposed to look like, but they're so clean cut and happy colors in comparison. You know, it's just
right.
so.
But yeah, so if you ever find a way to get a chance, I definitely advise watching the original anime. If you want a very short, condensed version, watch the 3 OVAs. I own all 3 of them. I don't own the anime, but then again, I never went back and bought the anime because I got the manga.
Like you said, the story is great. The
story is
so
fantastic.
it's worth watching, even though we said it's not.
It starts off very Middle Ages and turns horror about halfway through, and things get extremely fucked up.
Halfway, 2/3 of the way through, but like it's still really interesting with a lot of mercenary battles and stuff.
And then if you want the
then.
full story, get the manga. They're selling deluxe editions that are huge.
Oh my god, they're beautiful.
And fantastic. It's the best way to read the manga. I'm
like
not going to tell you how far they are into it because she hasn't got that far
thick.
yet. I think it's like volume 8 though. And it's 3 volumes per, so I think that's 24 chapters.
7 or 8 is the deluxe side that they're out on, yeah. But
Well,
they're like
volumes, not
40 bucks for, you know, 2.5,
It's
3 inches worth of.
3 volumes per book. Each volume has anywhere between like 10 to 12 chapters. So like, I mean, it's a lot in one. It's
worth it.
Definitely worth it. But I think we're going to end it here.
All right, that was
Loved
great.
It. You did a fantastic job.
I'm so glad that they did something that I've actually watched.
Yes. Now we need some
And
Claymore.
read most of
If
it.
somebody wants to do some Claymore, we're here for it. I know a lot of people hate Claymore.
Just don't do the ending.
Yeah, don't talk about the end. It's
We're
fantastic.
just not going to talk about that very last scene, and we'll be good.
Yeah.
Everything up until then. That's.
Anyways, if you guys liked the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below, what did you think of None Like Joshua with the Griffith Rap? I did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
Eh? What's that you say?
Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later. Peace. She liked it!